Hey guys, I'm Eddie McClintock from Warehouse 13 and several other canceled television shows, and you are watching Generally Nerdy.
Sequence start 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. I would like to introduce
Generally Nerdy.
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 As you just saw, this is when I was lucky enough to sit down with Mr. Eddie McClintock from Warehouse 13. We actually don't really talk about Warehouse 13. It was a show that I watched, but I feel like there's more of a conversation to be had. Honestly, a theme you're going to see with most of the interviews is we're probably not going to be talking about the things that most people are talking about as far as whoever the interviewee or guest is. So I'm going to now pass it off to past me, talking with Eddie McClintock. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so speaking of a few other canceled shows, I just wanted to do a real brief filmography, I guess it would be technically, but these are all TV shows. So
Sure.
Felicity, Sex and the City, Just Shoot Me, Spin City. I've been watching you since I was a preteen.
Yeah,
sir.
since you were a glimmer in your father's eye.
Friends, King of Queens, Monk, Bones, the big ones, obviously, Warehouse 13, and currently on, or is it still currently Mighty Ducks, or is that...
Not, well, no.
I don't know the situation. I haven't been watching the Mighty Ducks.
Currently on the couch in my underwear watching Forensic Files.
Fair enough.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
So just because I feel like the big one gets in the way of everything else, and that's Warehouse 13, and
Yeah.
you've done so much other work. Speaking of other work, you were talking previously about art, and you are an artist, and I want to hear the story about making the Pussifer album
Oh,
cover.
yeah. Pussifer, for those of you that don't know, is an offshoot of Tool and A Perfect Circle from Maynard James Keenan.
Yes, sir.
And years ago, in a time
Far away.
I had a friend who she and I would go to see movies together,
Sure.
and like we would meet there. Like we wouldn't go there. She'd be like, "Okay, meet me at the theater at this time," and I'd meet there. And then one day she was like, "Hey, one of my friends is going to show up, and he's going to come to the movies with us." I was like, "Okay," and we showed up, and it was Maynard, and we went in and we sat and watched the movie, and then afterwards we were like, "Okay, bye," and we went and then we did that again, and then goodbye, and then we showed up early. So we had to go actually sit down and talk to one another. So we went
Be
across.
human beings for a second.
We went and had some food, and turns out he originally was from Ohio before he moved to Michigan,
Right.
and he wrestled growing up, and I wrestled
Right,
growing up,
yeah.
and he was a big fan of WWE, not WWE, but the UFC, and. Actually I started going over to his house to work out. He had a gym at his house, and we just became friends. And that was probably in 97.
Man, it was
98.
that long ago.
Yeah. So, and then when Pussifer came out, he just called me and he was like, do you want to do this? And I'd always wanted to participate. And,
Sure.
Because I was a fan, obviously. I was a Tool fan,
Right.
like when I met him, I was like, oh, dude, there's Maynard. And-
Wait, are we watching the movie with Maynard?
yeah, exactly. And then the first time I ever traveled outside the continental U.S., I went to Europe with Tool during the Anima tour.
Wow.
So I went to London, Sweden, Finland, Holland, Austria, Poland, Germany, Denmark. I mean, on the bus,
That's
flying,
amazing.
and
Yeah.
it was it was amazing. It was great. I was like the team photographer, so I got to be on stage and take pictures. And
So you've had your time on this side as well, then?
yeah,
Ish.
yeah, and it was I think the whole band is brilliant. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it was cool to be able to be a part of that.
So are you friends with Maynard? Like, call him up and go out and drinking buddies? You have some of his wine or whatever? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink. But
Fair enough.
So
fair enough.
I'm 21.
Don't mean to assume.
No. I'm 21 years clean and sober.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And but yeah, I
That's
mean,
awesome.
you know, he lives in Arizona now, and so we don't see each other as much. He used to live in LA because that's where the
Right.
wine is. The
Right.
American Vineyards is there. So, but you know, I mean, if he ever feels like he needs someone to insult, he'll you know, we send each other, you know, nasty memes and haha, you know.
So one last question, because I think I'm getting close to my time. But you were talking about your Photoshop skills and you're at spreading your legs or your wings.
Hello.
Bazinga. Spreading your wings when it comes to your art. So I guess it's kind of two questions. What's the most most tricky thing you've taught yourself how to do in Photoshop, and which do you prefer, pastels or acrylics?
Most tricky thing is the pen tool. The pen tool was the bane of my existence for a long time. But I, you know, like what'll happen is if I'm working, and then if I leave and am not on the computer, I have to go back in and kind of relearn.
Go watch those YouTube videos again.
Do the tutorial going around the car and stuff. But and then what was
acrylics or pastels? I'm sorry.
That's right. You know, I'm going to have to say acrylics just because I haven't really done a whole lot of pastels.
You are a braver man than I.
Yeah.
I'm a big pastel guy
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, good for you. Well, hopefully I'll move into that genre someday. So,
well, I'll
join you in your quest to.
It's been a minute since I've done anything outside of Photoshop, but I very much appreciate you sitting down today.
Of course, thank you. I appreciate it.
It has. I hope you have a fantastic convention. I know this is the last year, so it's a sad time, but I hope you make the best of it.
Thanks. It's been an honor. I mean, to be invited to a con that's been going this long, to be one of the last guests with Brent Spiner and everybody else is it's pretty cool. So
that is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sitting down with Generally Nerdy. There are going to be a few more of these from the final year of Starfest. If you are not already subscribed, definitely hit the thumbs up, let the algorithm know you like what's going on, hit the subscribe button so you know when the other interviews go up, because they will be going up here and not on the Clips channel, though Clips channel is going to be linked in the end card. So thank you very much, nerds. We will see you in the next video. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.